Hey everybody, what is going on? I am the president of Predestined Firearms. We are a firearm manufacturer. We're new, just new little guy here on the block. But I'm not new to making videos or doing these podcast type of things. But I want to start something new. I want to start something new where we can keep it real. We can have Guytalk, and I will do some live sessions also. But just starting out, obviously, I'm starting fresh. But I wanted to talk about a few things today. And kind of the first one is something I've been thinking about nonstop. It doesn't get old. There's this battle for our psychoses almost. You hear it in the mainstream news and even just passing with people speaking. And the way people speak nowadays is really weird. They're not precise. Anything goes, and they do what they want. So we need to actually define is kind of what they say toxic masculinity is versus just being a crappy male. Okay? Because there are differences. You can be a jerk, you can be selfish, you can not take care of your people or your family. And really what it boils down to is you have men that are good leaders, very good strong men that are good leaders, and then you have very weak men that are not leaders at all, as in not even good followers. I'm talking about they are the anti what a good person is. Not even talking about man, but I think it's a cruddy term that gets put on good men, strong men, men that open their mouths, men that protect their people, their family, and they don't let the weirdness of today interfere with them just being a good man. Because this is what we need more than ever in our country, in our nation, is good, solid men. They're not all gone. There was a time a couple of years ago where I was thinking, like, where are all the real men at? And the fact is, just from my own dealings with especially social media, is good real men that want to protect society, protect people, protect good things. There's a shadow cast over them. So then it looks like that there are no more good men, that they're all gone, that they just seem to just disappear, and that's not the case. I thought it was the case not too long ago, until, I opened my mind and my eyes, mostly, my mind has already been opened my eyes to realize, oh, this is just another kind of media scheme is, hey, let's block it out. And when I say that, I can speak personally, okay? So starting with early 2020, we know what started then. We know what was spread, and the media spread all kinds of different views, and then there was a certain political group that went one way, and the other went the opposite way, and then like somehow it flip-flopped, and then it flipped back, and all that's too confusing for me. I don't care. I can't stand being labeled for one, and I know most of you probably don't either. To say good is good and bad is bad in this country makes you, you're toxic. You're a toxic man now, okay? Because everybody gets a choice to do whatever they want. But only if it, as we know, you only get to do what you want if it benefits any narrative that the media gives off. And of course, let's all forget that Operation Mockingbird in the 70s was done by the CIA to take over the media. All media. But okay, let's move on from that, because it's just ran by billionaires nowadays. So whatever they want to put out is what both sides are going to hear. Okay, well then there's us. There's us. We might agree with one side or another side more or less. I don't even care. When you, as a man, start saying, okay, for one, I'm not going to lead Maybe you don't know how to lead. It's not your fault. But if you can't lead or don't, let's say you're put in a situation, and here's me. I'm just going to talk about my personal situation. It's just the easiest, okay? I'm not what you would say, like, super alpha male. When I think of this, is just me, because you hear alpha male and beta male. There's actually a long list. Alpha male is kind of the guy that wants to be in charge. He wants to lead everything and take control of it. Okay. Then you hear beta male, and you think of beta male as, oh, he's a girly man. That's not really the case. If you look at the actual list, there's many more. So, I'm not super alpha unless there's a situation where it's like, okay, you guys suck at this. Now I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to take over. Do I want to? No, but for things to get done, because y'all can't do it, now I'm stepping up, put in charge, get out of my way. You're done. You're fired. Okay. That's kind of how I am. So you could call that beta sometimes, right? If there's a really good leader ahead of me, I don't need to challenge them, right? If someone's very wise and smart and they're looking out for everybody and they're already in that position, I don't need to remove them from that. I only need to remove someone when they're doing a terrible job. And that's kind of, obviously, that hasn't been done in our Congress or any, most elected positions, that you have all these goofballs running around making terrible laws, getting away with all kinds of stuff, getting rich off their position, which, if they're able to, good on them. But the fact that they take advantage of it, and us, is kind of terrible. So by being a good leader, what the world would call you a toxic man, because you have toxic masculinity, because you can make decisions, because you can tell people in the wrong that they're in the wrong, and tell people that are in the right doing right, hey, good job. That makes you toxic. But not really. I'm not agreeing with that. I'm saying this is what they say, but you're not. Don't give up. Don't give up hope in this. I want to put you in a position where I'm right here with you guys. Like, you and me, we understand. Like, oh, dang, okay, I'm not alone. Thank God. Of course, good luck saying God nowadays. Can't thank him, because apparently he's not, a real creator of everything. But hey, whatever. I'm not even going to go into religion this time. I just want to stay on track with what is very toxic is putting men in situations where they've been leading and they failed, right? Look at our forefathers. Obviously, me too, I've failed in areas to where the generational decline of, I don't even know what to call it. It's kind of like now boys aren't being grown up to be leading men. They're grown up to have feelings and have to deal and struggle. And the thing that even my own kids, they're like, our times aren't like your times were, which I totally get. Absolutely not. Definitely growing up, it wasn't confusing, right? I didn't have something in my face with all these different opinions and thoughts telling me what is right and wrong. Even though most of it's just wrong in general, period. So I definitely understand that, but what doesn't make sense, because people, not just men, people have been having hardships and dealing with things since we were on this earth. So for someone just to have a hard time in their mind, mentally, not even physically, I'm talking mentally, yes, you will. And I feel like there's some kind of weird out nowadays, right? Either oh, you feel this certain way, so they're going to give you this medicine, or oh, they give you that medicine because you don't respond a certain way that the state wants you to. It's kind of bull. It's baloney, and we helped create that. Our fathers helped create that. Our grandfathers helped create that. Um, I think a lot of it is kind of by the programming that we've received. Because here's a thought. Okay, everybody past couple of years been hating on baby boomers. Like, yeah, get out of here, boomer. Kids are disrespectful to these old guys. But at the same time, there's a translation issue. But at the same time, the funny thing is that this new generation does understand one thing without really realizing it, I think, is the indoctrination really began with the baby boomers, right? What do? We trust the government. We trust the state. We trust, you know, Big Brother to make decisions for us for the good. Well, once Big Brother, right, had us and started programming us and how we think, well, we keep trusting media. We keep trusting Big Brother. We keep trusting everybody else to tell us what is right and wrong. So then we allowed this weird programming to come in, and it's now superseded even basic programming. I'm going to try to stay off of, if you hear me diverge, it's because, look, guys, how many, I'm shadow banned on a few things. I don't want to be shadow banned or get knocked off here. I think there's a value that I can bring, and when I say value, my value is just to let you guys, hey, you're not alone in thinking this, and that's really it. So forgive me if during these episodes and different things I've kind of learned, I can't say it on certain platforms because then I'm just gone. I just disappear. Okay, that's not my goal here. I'm not trying to get super big or super famous, but I feel like if I can avoid it, at least right here, right now, I'm gonna do that. So as to that, what am I saying is we understand when I say a boy isn't taught to be a man nowadays, they're taught to be whatever they want to be, right? If they want to be a butterfly flying in the wind in Montana, then they can accept that as reality, as their reality. So that's where I'm going with that. Is we have to come back. Okay, we have a weak country right now, and if we go to war soon, if there's a war with NATO and Russia and all this, I'm kind of have been thinking I'm kind of not really wanting to rely on any new generation. On you can't go to war having feelings and emotions. If you go back and look at the Iraq War, Afghanistan, PTSD ran rampant. I'll probably do another video just on PTSD alone, just trying to understand and analyze it. I don't want to diminish it, but I do think it's overused because, guys, we have a hard time expressing our feelings. We have feelings, right? They might not be all over the place, but we have feelings. We don't know how to verbalize exactly what we felt in situations and kind of how to debrief ourselves to understand things. Because, guys, we need to understand stuff. We can't put it into words and we can't understand it. Then it creates these weird anger issues and alcoholism and turning to drugs and all kinds of weird stuff. But yeah, I'll hit on that further along in another video. All right, so leadership. Men, leadership. Leadership is a man's job. It is for men to do. It for one, if you're old school, right? If you're a man with toxic masculinity, or what do they? They'll call us many names now. If you believe in the Bible and God, then you're just wrong. But it's our job to lead, straight up. It is your job as a man to lead. It's my job as a man to lead. We all have our little niches, our crews, our families. Obviously, if you're a husband and you have kids, your main job is to lead that family. And how do you lead that family? You lead that family by example. Good example, not bad example, because we do that too. I know without realizing it that I've just through my actions and not words, I have set up, specific things that they recognize. So when they see it again, they're like, oh, well, that wasn't a very good example. And it's like, they've never said that to me, but it's what I see just from them saying certain things like, oh man, I kind of created that. But what I can say is I have, for the most part, tried to be a good example purposefully, tried to give knowledge. Um, have I failed? Let's say they did something really dumb. Anger might have took over a few times. Not saying it wasn't just, but was I rightfully angry? Yeah. But I never wanted that to control how I treat them. Okay, here's an example. Because, like, my wife, I came into the marriage, right? I'm the stepdad with two boys, not of mine. But I was like, okay. In the beginning, I said, okay. So if I gotta be real with this, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to act like a father, or like I'm the real father. I'm going to have to take responsibility for my actions. Because, as a stepdad, and even what we've always heard and seen on TV and other things, I could see it would be very easy to, treat them like the redheaded stepchild, right? Because ultimately, let's say I could give an excuse. Oh, not my problem. They're not my kids, right? Let their mom and dad worry about them. I'm just the step parent. It's false. It's false because this is why it's false. One, this is my home, right? Two, they're part of the family. And who has to be the leader of the home? The man. The man has to be the leader. The man has to take responsibility for realistically, what you should be doing is taking responsibility for all things that happen in the house. I'm not saying there's always corrective action you can do or you know how to do, but hey, okay. Hey, this stuff went wrong in the house. It's our job to be like, man, okay. Let me think back. I should have gone back and did this. Okay. So, I'm speaking is in my mind working. So okay, let's say the kids went out drinking, got wasted, and got in a car and drove and knocked over a bunch of trash cans. They ended up parking the car in the ditch, all crazy, and then passed out in the yard. Not a real story. I'm just hypothetically speaking. Okay. So, is it my fault that they did that? I'm going to say, the way the rules are in the house, no, it's not my fault. They went against the rules. They did their own thing, okay? So then, but where could I have gone back and maybe guided them differently not to make that decision? That's what I mean by the responsibility is ours as men. I am ultimately responsible because I was there to teach them something that had to correlate with their thoughts of how to make decisions. if you're a manager at work, you are there to teach these people how to do a job and how to react to situations and how to think best about those situations. It's just like that in the home. Man, where did I messed up? Let me think about where I messed up. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat the kids up. But you need to think the corrective action is if anything happens in the future, or starting from that point. Hey guys, sorry, but this happened. Obviously, it can't happen. You can't do these things. Someone called the cops on you. Maybe they got arrested. Who knows? There's a billion things that could happen. But you have to take responsibility in moving forward and changing your mind and the way you think about that situation so you can be a better leader for your family. There's a lot of debate about how can we protect others? Should we protect others? Oh, you got a Second Amendment open carry state. I'm in Texas, so it's great right now. But then you have people, why do you need to carry that? To protect others? For one, if you're a man and you ever talk down upon another man being prepared to protect other people, innocent lives, then you're not acting manly. That's step one. So maybe you don't call yourself that. Who knows? But step one, if you're criticizing a man for being more prepared than you to protect others, maybe your own family, and you have an issue with that, that's an issue. That's an issue for you. It's kind of a red flag. Like, oh, man, I need to think about that. Why did I freak out? And again, a lot of this is from the media throwing political views at certain types of situations. And I can't stand it. Because aside from politics, you have right and wrong. There are people out there that are going to do wrong to you. And there are people out there that, if there was no rule of law, they still want to just do their own thing and not come at people. Okay? It's kind of like basic human rights, you could say. Basic human rights is, I can do whatever the heck I want to, as long as I'm not hurting you, taking from you, right? Encroaching in your territory or business type thing. I can't go in your house. I can't take your car, right? I can't kill your cat. These are basic, just common principles that they're kind of lost. Nowadays, it's more like, oh, I like your cat. I'm going to take it. And then there's an excuse for it. Oh, I tried to break in your house. I hurt myself. Now I'm suing you. You have to pay me because it was unsafe for me to break into your house. So I broke my leg. You know, wrong is wrong and right is right. As soon as you start justifying someone being strong, someone being toxic, or, alpha males, blah, blah, there's all kinds of stereotypical words we can throw in there. But that's dumb. And you know what it is? Call it out for what it is. Don't be afraid to speak the truth. If it's social media, you're going to get banned. But out in public where it actually counts, in front of people where it actually counts, out there living real life, doing real things, we gotta speak the truth. We gotta speak good. Good is good and bad bad. And when I say this stuff, I've said this stuff. So on my personal, Facebook account, I've been in jail. I've done the jail thing a couple times for a month a pop. I was in the Facebook brig. But I was speaking truth, and I got in trouble for it. It has nothing to do. When I'm speaking, when I'm talking like this, I don't like anybody. I'm from Texas. We don't like anybody telling us what to do. We like to do our own thing, kind of more so than other states. We don't like, we might deal with our boss telling us what to do because they pay us. But other than that, we're not big on the whole listening to you just because you're in the government type thing, which I'm cool with. Some people call it libertarian. Again, I don't like to put a name in my beliefs. What do I believe in? I believe in, like I said, basic human rights. I can do whatever I want as long as I'm not coming against you and hurting you in any way. And same with you. Do what you want, live how you want to. Just as soon as someone starts coming at me, interfering me, I should be able to protect my freedom any way I choose how. Because, oops, you're bad. Now you have to pay for it. You came in on my property. You came against my family. You tried to hurt my people. I'm not going to let that happen freely. You're not allowed to do that. Because it's a big one. There's a big last little thing I wanted to throw out there. Is as men, we need to start having the thought of helping others succeed. Helping other men succeed. Helping, whether it's a business, whether they're entrepreneur, or the position in a business, or just the fact of encouraging them, keep doing what you do, you're doing good. Or if they're not doing good, and still encourage them, hey, I noticed this is bad, this is wrong, but I know you can do better. Let me tell you what worked for me this time. Let me show you something you might not have known. There's no building each other up. It's the same with ideas, right? With predestined firearms, I had a long time idea of, hey, I want to do a gun business. Well, it wasn't, there's always the well, did you think about this? This could cost money. Oh, you might need this insurance. You might got to do this. Everybody will always tell you the negative or their advice. And it's usually just negative because it's not like, yes, do it. I'm going to help you any way I can. I'll promote you. Well, during 2020, it was finally, me and my wife were going to do something else, another business. And then we were all sitting around. And she's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I was going to support her fully in that. Fine with me. It was something we're going to get going. And she kind of just fell out of love with it. So she's like, let's just do your gun thing like you always wanted. I was like, absolutely. And I had people around me. They're like, yeah, do it. So I did it. Finally. Should I have waited? No. But that little bit of encouragement made me go pretty much all aboard. And that's what we need. Okay. You're on social media. Let's say Instagram, Facebook, right? Promote the things you like, the people around you, your community. There's nothing wrong with that. It's something you should be doing. It's something I've lately started trying to do. Anybody has an idea, I want to promote them. I want to say good job. I want to encourage them, and I want to help them any way I can. I don't need anything in return. I just want to see you succeed. That is my return. If I can see you succeed and do well because you're in my community, then it builds a stronger community, which builds me. It's all connected. It can all connect. Or you can be selfish. You can only worry about yourself. You can not be encouraging, and you can still live your miserable life wondering what it means to be a man, right? You're not a leader. You're not in anything. And you can't find out where you went wrong. Because I'm talking to you other men out there to encourage you, to help you. I want to build you up. I want to talk about things that might be hard to talk about, or maybe different points of views. Like I said, I want to start going live. I do like the interaction. Things can be pointed out while live or questions asked. Stuff that makes me think. It helps me. So other than just normal comments after videos, I like that live interaction. It's more fun for me, more like a live podcast. That pretty much sums it up for episode 1 of Guytalk. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you want to, go ahead and smash that subscribe and like button. I don't know what to say. Just subscribe, like it. Let me know if you like it. Helps me know what direction to go. Or comment. You don't have to do either one of those. You can dang comment. So do that. Again, a new company. If you're local to me in the Montgomery County, Texas area or surrounding. So if you need anything from this business, you let me know. I'll try to hook you up. I try to hook up everybody. Kind of my own goals. I don't really want to be a dealer. I'm more trying to get into the manufacturing side. So for all you sportsmen out there, all you whatever, if military or police, I want to be there. Not only give you good deals, but make cool stuff. So input is always welcome. Always welcome. But if you need anything, I will do my best. Just contact me. And so our website is predestinedfirearms.com. That's all one word, predestinedfirearms.com. You can find us on Facebook, predestined space FA, and on Instagram, predestined_FA. Thanks for joining Guytalk, and hopefully we'll talk again.